Now, the Gauteng government is concerned by the number of crashes since the start of the festive season. So far, 240 people have lost their lives on Gauteng roads. Holidaymakers are starting to make their way home as the festive season draws to an end, and officials are urging motorists to be cautious. For more on this, we're joined by Sello Maremane from the Gauteng Traffic Police, a spokesperson. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika. It's been a grim 2 weeks for Gauteng. I mean, the number of people killed on the province's roads since the start of the festive season is concerning. What have you encountered?
Good morning to you and to the viewers at home, and compliments for the new year. Yeah, it has been very hectic for us as a law enforcement agency. As we have already alluded to, we have lost about 242 persons on our public roads, out of which 123 were pedestrians. Well, the major challenges that we are facing is that, you know, most of the contributory factors to these fatalities are attributed to the human behavior, such as overspeeding, driving under the influence of alcohol, and pedestrian jaywalking. So we have come to the realization that we really have got a problem as far as the behavior of the human behavior is concerned. You know, if we can be able to change that, I think that we should be able to arrest the situation so that people should arrive safely wherever they are going.
With more than half of the victims being pedestrians, what are some of the patterns you've noted over the years and the reasons, perhaps, which may be adding to the increase of deaths?
Well, I must say that most of these pedestrians are really being killed in our urban areas. For example, you would find that pedestrians go to places such as parks, recreational facilities to go and enjoy themselves. And once they've consumed alcohol and then they cross roads where it is generally not safe to do so, or where they are crossing the road, maybe there is no robots or an intersection that is being controlled by our officials. And although some of them are really being killed on our freeways, but this time around, we have realized that pedestrians have been killed in our urban areas. Thus, we have deployed our crime prevention warden as well as our traffic officers in our province to try and make sure that these people are really safe, and we are really making an appeal. We realize that we are outnumbered. We cannot be in every corner, in every street. Road safety really should begin with every road user.
As you issue the word of caution ahead of the heavy traffic volumes which are already starting as holidaymakers return to the province, what are some of the concerns that you really want to iron out?
Well, the major concerns that we are having really is things such as overspeeding. I mean, we have arrested almost more than 45 people have been arrested since the beginning of the festive period, which is 1st of December. So we really have got a problem, especially on our freeways such as your N4 Emalahleni, your N1 Polokwane. People are driving at an excessive speed that exceeds your maximum speed limit of 120 kilometers per hour. The other challenge that we are facing is driving under the influence of intoxicating liquor. We have realized that the numbers are also very high. So, like I just mentioned, it's all human behavior. Very few of these road traffic crashes are attributed to things such as unroadworthiness of a vehicle. That's why we've decided to, make addition to our law enforcement operation in terms of multiply our forces on the ground. So we really believe that it's more of an attitude of a road user than anything else.
Yeah. What are some of the hotspot areas for speeding that you'll be keeping a very close eye on as more and more residents return to the province?
Well, I want to tell you that our hotspot areas really are our major freeways. Your R80 Mabopane Freeway, the R59 that leads to Sasolburg, the N3 Johannesburg to Durban, the N4 Pretoria to Emalahleni, major roads, because like now, I'm speaking to you, our roads are very quiet, very, very quiet for now, but we are expecting it maybe to pick up a little bit later. But the moment when the roads are very quiet, that's when people tend to overspeed, and they run out of patience just to get to wherever they are. But I want to reassure you that most of our major public roads are manned by our law enforcement officials just to try and enforce speed operations.
And very lastly, what kind of strategy are you implementing as you continue to monitor compliance and curb criminal activity on the roads?
Well, let me tell you, in some cases we deploy our officers in one stretch of the road. I'll pick up an example of the N1 freeway to Pretoria. We deploy officers doing speed operations in the same direction, maybe like 6 officers, same direction. It happens that we catch a person twice over speeding. So the assumption from a road user or a motorist would be that since they have stopped me at a particular spot, now they are no longer there. Now, this kind of behavior really is one thing that we abhor. That is why at certain, it depends upon the speed that the person was driving. If it is so much, high, we tend to immediately apprehend the person because we cannot afford to allow people to exercise lawlessness on our roads.
The weather patterns, we've seen a lot of rainfall as the season, of course, came to an end. How much of an impact has the rain had on the roads, and also looking at the number of deaths that have been recorded?
You are quite correct. Some of our road crashes were really attributed to the weather condition, in the sense that people were not maintaining a safe following distance. In some instances, a vehicle will just skid and then bump another vehicle right at the rear, which means that, as we are preaching, we continue to encourage our road users to really drive within the prescribed speed limit, because as some of the roads may be wet and vehicles may be skidding. So, for example, in an urban area, we know that it's 60 kilometers per hour. Outside urban area, 100 kilometers per hour at maximum. On our freeways, 120. We have realized that some of these vehicles have been skidding on our public roads because the roads were so wet. So if they can just keep maintaining a safe following distance, of course, on our freeways, they've got to be looking out for pedestrians. Pedestrians are not allowed to be on a freeway anyway. It is illegal. It is also unsafe for them. But we continue to urge our motorists to really be on the lookout for the pedestrians, because they are very high in numbers in terms of our fatalities.
What precautions, now this is the last question, should pedestrians be taking as they consider that their lives may be at risks on the road?
I need to say that they need to be seen and they must be able to see what might be coming. They should not underestimate the speed of a vehicle that is coming for them to be crossing the road. But we encourage our pedestrians, to cross the road where it is safe. When I'm talking about safety, I'm talking about a place where there is a robot. I'm talking about a place where maybe there is a pedestrian crossing. And generally, they need to look out for the speed of an oncoming traffic. And we encourage them not to go and consume alcohol and later on decide to go and cross the road. It might just be fatal. Many holidaymakers will be making their way back home. And so far, the picture doesn't look good. I mean, losing 123 pedestrians in a space of less than 30 days. One life loss is just too many for us.
Yeah.